As they said, it's Navi on Inferno, so it's going to be quite difficult. I mean, where do you go? Like, Flamey just locks down this B bomb site as the anchor position there. Sees being a rotator. You got Guardian floating around with the op all the time over around mid and arch side. You got Edward locking down the pit and the apartments. I mean, there's so many lanes and so many tight corridors that are so well closed off by some of these big names for Navi. It's going to be so difficult for Tempo Storm to exercise map control and establish themselves. But we see them gathering up for what looks like a really heavy apartments hit here in just a second. 4 members there, including the bomb carrier, with 1 boiler who does get the pick on the Zeus. So this is going to start opening up that lane side, but still 1 pit.
Yeah, Rix is able to get that one. Shazam is able to get a nice frag on the Guardian. They're going to keep this going, though, but Edward is still in the pit, able to take down Shazam. Can't get another one before Automatic trades him out, and Rix is just jumping around, not allowing C's to have an easy shot, and Roka will close it out. And again, Tempo Storm is able to get themselves a pistol, and it looks like we have a
Appreciate our
pause.
desktop. Isn't it beautiful? Yeah, anyway, we're back to the game now. And, yeah, we do have a pause already. Not sure what's going on. Apparently someone had to reboot CS there. But Tempo Storm wins the pistol. Almost a team ace. You know, just really heavy apartments hit. You know, also getting the initial exchange over at Boiler to help open up that lane side of the map. And they just storm in there. Like, really well done from pretty much the whole team. Like I said, almost everyone got a piece there. And they win the pistol on T-Side Inferno. Great way to start.
Yeah, definitely, and they really needed that one to get this thing going in their favor. They just have to make sure that they don't get ecoed here on this round. I mean, Navi's going to be doing it from the CT side of things. It's absolutely possible. I mean, Tempo Storm did it to Navi on map number 1, so maybe it's time Navi does it back to them and steals the rounds away, because you definitely need to get as many T-side rounds as you can here if you're Tempo Storm, because you know Navi's terrorist side is very good on this map.
Yeah, they're good around it. I mean, this is like the most CT-sided map in the rotation, it feels like nowadays, so it's very difficult to get those terrorist rounds, but getting the pistol, that helps you at least kind of ensure you can set up 3 as long as you avoid the ecos, and really well done catching the banana aggression here. Also storming up mid, trying to catch Zeus off guard is Automatic. Not going to find it, but not getting too greedy, backing off and reforming with this team. And this is definitely some patient play out of Tempo Storm, playing quite well.
Yeah, we actually have Shazam picking up a frag of his own, so Guardian and Edward both out of the way for Tempo Storm to keep things going. And they just want to not drop any players here. They don't want to have any revives. They don't want to have anyone in a situation where Navi's able to get some guns out of their hands and they're losing some money, so when they do go into the 4th round, if they keep winning here, they're not just low on economies, they just get dropped. But Shazam grabbing another one onto Zeus. That's a 2K for him. They're going to leave the lurk out, and that's going to be Roka. And from the way things look here, that's going to come in big because probably not, actually. Both of them have armor. They're just going to hang out and B.
Yeah, right. And there's a really heavy SMG setup here from Tempo Storm, you know, just playing the new meta there, able to rack up some kills, get that bomb planted at A, and we just see like the armor and upgraded pistols being saved from Navi. I mean, they can still pose a threat next round with some upgraded pistols, just as you would in the 2nd round. So just recycling those and just kind of holding out over here on the B side of the map. So it will be 2-0 in favor of Tempo Storm, and starting off this map in the right direction.
Yeah, Tempo Storm going to get that 2-0, and they're actually going to go on the hunt here quite a bit. Let's see if they can take away the armor, and the 5-7 and Deagle here that we're going to have. Flamey and C's both have armor. One's got body armor, the other one's got head armor. The Deagle will be in the hands of Flamey. The 5-7's in the hands of C's. They're going to look for these frags. C's is still going to be standing there. They need to get these as fast as they can. No one's actually going to do that. Roka finally hits Flamey, and C's will die also, but Automatic will be forced into a rebuy there. It's not going to hurt too bad. That's only 1 rebuy, so that's good. That's really good for them.
It's also a money bonus for the SMG, so you're just racking up more dollars to bank for later on, and you're also preventing them from having any type of armor, any type of upgraded pistols, and making it even easier on yourself, more easy on yourself, to be able to clear out this 3rd round without really, you know, any resistance or any true resistance.
It's going to be Tempo Storm trying to work their way up. Banana right off the bat into round 3. They're going for it. They do have that number 5 man. That's going to be seized really close. He was been on fire, though. Same with Flamey. There goes seized. Flamey should be close to fall. Flamey is actually going to drop back to the site. Kind of bait into this one a little bit. And we actually lose Edward before Flamey goes down. So Flamey moving all the way back towards Emo. And there goes Zeus. And he's still going to be trying to work that back angle. Does he get a shot off? Not able to do it. Rix will sniff him out. That's going to be 3-0 in favor of Tempo Storm.
And this is a note going to opening gun round. I think Hiko kind of made this note. Are they going to be able to have that same comfortability? Are they going to be able to play the same as they do online? This is something I've noticed the whole tournament long, especially from Rix, who we kind of highlighted last map, had a great game, has had a great tournament, is he's playing exactly how you would play online. You know, some aggressive players, like Rix, you know, when they're online, they're aggressive, they're pushing, they're taking peeks, exchanges, and duels. You know, when they come to LAN, sometimes they get a bit nervous. They don't want to take those same exchanges. And here, this whole tournament Rix has, and they need him now this opening gun round to be able to do the exact same thing with Zeus. This 3-man initial aggression from Navi on Banana. They love to do this with Zeus. He's able to get a pick. Edward catching one in apartments, and these are some great early picks for Navi.
Yeah, Edward, great pickup there from him. Same with Zeus. Guardian's going to be trying to wrap his way around, trying to check to make sure so nobody can work their way through Porch. He's going to hold that angle down effectively here, as Roka wouldn't be the closest man to it. And I mean, they do have that two-man advantage here. Automatic, Rix and Roka will be all trying to work their way up. Edward and Guardian are both down and out of the way. Roka trying to find another one, but he will finally get punished by Flamey. And the rotate's going to come in from Navi, and Flamey's able to take down Rix also, so it's just up to Automatic working out the balcony right now. Does have the bomb on his back, but it is going to be a tough position to get out of, as he's only got 28 HP.
Yeah, he's got a lot of time left to play with on the clock, however. He's bringing that bomb back through the apartments here. Looks like he actually wants to work it all the way back to alt mid. Not sure if eventually he's going to, redirect back up mid, or if he's actually going to take the hit at Banana. There's only one there. It's going to be Zeus playing the sandbags, but so little time left. Like, Automatic really needs to book it if he's really going to go for this play. And he is actually working his way back up to Banana. If he can actually clear out Zeus fast enough, he can get into the site and get this bomb planted.
Now he's going to start the run. He's going to try and work his way up as quick as he can. He does have to get by Zeus right there around the corner. Sees his head. He knows he's there, trying to find a headshot. Can he get it in time? Time is ticking down. He will be able to get it. He's not. He is going to have enough time to get this bomb planted over by Barbecue. He's got a seam in the smoke, though. That could have been bad if who was that? Siege was a little bit closer there, but it doesn't matter. Siege is able to survive.
Spots a shadow, grabs the kill, and now he has a 1 versus 1. The flank's coming Banana. Health advantage definitely here for Flamey, but if Automatic can just hold off a little bit longer. Oh.
Nope, Flamey's able to take it home. Automatic can't do it. And just like that, Navi's going to get onto the board. First time in the gun rounds. Thanks to Flamey getting that 3K. That'll make it 1-3 in favor of Tempo Storm.
And that was kind of a roller coaster of a round. I mean, you see Zeus, pushing Banana, that 3-man push that Navi likes to do on that side of the map. That gets a pick. Edward getting early pick in apartments. They have a 5 versus 3, so it's looking like it's going to be pretty much a done deal at that point. But Tempo Storm really fights back. And Automatic, gets himself in a 1v3 clutch situation. He almost wins. It was quite close. At least he got a bomb plan out of it. And that allows him to buy AKs up this round. But it's still Navi putting the first gun round on the board. And we do have another kind of slight pause coming in here, as we are looking there. That is Roka and Rix and Stanislav. You go from closest to furthest.
There we go. The round is going to not be live, so we're going to have to medic this one more time. But Navi finally able to get themselves onto the board here and prevent Tempo Storm from really running away with these T-side rounds. I mean, it was a great job by Tempo Storm to pick up the pistol, get the 2 anti-ecos after that. But as soon as the guns came out, it's been all Navi. I mean, they looked great that round, even though it got down pretty close there with Automatic. But Flamey just too strong so far, and he's been playing great between both of these maps.
Yeah, right. And like I said, he is that B anchor over there for Navi playing that side of the map. So it's going to be very difficult to entry into onto him, especially when he has C's for backup playing that rotation slot. Like I said, they like to push the tempo up and in as well with those 3-man aggressive pushes. And you got to worry about Guardians op quite soon here playing that mid and arch area. So there's going to be some very well-defended areas that you're going to have to try to press into. So that's why they really are going to need Rix to kind of continue to have those great rounds with his aggressive nature with the rifle. Same with Roka. You're going to need those guys firing on all cylinders if you want a chance to get past some of the best in their position from Navi.
Yeah, and I mean, we've seen it from Rix earlier. He's been shooting very well. We've been seeing it from Stan. I mean, Automatic's one of these players that can go absolutely nuts really, really fast here.
Right, yeah.
And these guys really need to have that happen right now. They really need that aggressiveness. They really need those shots to work in their favor so they can keep it going. And, I mean, they forced the issue on map number 1, which was great for them. It continued to work that way. They already have a few rounds in their favor here on the T side of Inferno, which, again, is another map that's a Navi map. I mean, they're super good on this thing. They always play well on it. And if you can get out of this half with 5, 6, 7 rounds, like 7 would be absolutely insane. 6 would be awesome. I mean, 5 from T-side would be great, but it's still going to be tough because Navi's T-side is also really good. But you give yourself that 5, 6 round buffer. I think Tempo Storm's going to have a good chance to push this really far. A win, I still think Navi's got it.
Yeah, I think so. I think as soon as we saw the vetoes, we kind of saw how hard it was going to be. The only real advantage I think that Tempo Storm has is they probably knew exactly how that was going to play out. Like they knew as soon as they banned Overpass that they were going to make the pick that they make. They had to kind of understand how things were going to go. In fact, they picked Inferno, so they knew they were going to pick that. So they had to kind of have something at least planned out here. Given that situation. And I will say this, it's actually kind of surprising. When at ESWC, we actually saw Luminosity able to put up 6 rounds on Navi on the terrorist side, which is one of the more recent plays we've seen Navi have. And by no means do people probably consider LG to be capable of doing something like that against Navi. So maybe Tempo Storm kind of sees something there. Though, like I said, Navi has some of the best in their respective positions on this map on the CT side, so it's still going to be an uphill battle.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what, it's always going to be an issue for you to beat somebody like Guardian. I mean,
Yeah.
when you have somebody like that on your team, it really, there's no question in your mind. You're like, all right, well, we have Guardian.
And then you got Flamey on the other side.
Yeah, anywhere that needs an op lane, guess what? We have the best opper in the world right there. So you don't really have to worry about opping it at this point. And you know Shazam's talented, but they have to look at this like, we got him. We have Guardian. We should be able to just melt him. And that's really going to try and lock this down quite a bit against Tempo Storm. And so that also could hinder Navi, though. That could make them get a little too confident.
And you're seeing some ripple effects here of that last clutch situation. Navi did win it, but it was at a huge cost, so that means they actually have to buy some FAMASas on Zeus and Guardian. They have very little counter nades, whereas Tempo Storm is looking pretty here with the economy thanks to how that all played out. So this is good stuff, but Guardian playing the edge of a smoke, grabbing Stanislaw immediately. That 3-man aggression's in play for Navi as well. Kind of their tried and true practice there, but we see the response, a huge apartment push.
Guardian's able to get another one. That's Shazam down out of the way. Automatic, though, will pick up Edward. Rix will remove Guardian. That'll make it a 3-on-3 here. Bomb is going to get planted. Zeus is going to be on the fast rotate, though. Trying to get his way into this bomb site. Gets flashbang, so he's going to have to drop back behind Moto. He's going to go for the peek. He's going to see Rix. He's able to hit that shot. Molotov comes in. Ends up going down. So now it's just going to be Flamey versus Automatic and Roka. He's going to wrap all the way through Moto. Automatic's going to be the first one to see him. Roka trying to find an angle. Flamey playing it nice and slow, but Automatic will hit the headshot. And just like that, Tempo Storm gets themselves a round back from Navi. And Navi's economy going to be in the dumps here, so they will be ecoing.
Yeah, that was just really well played from Tempo Storm. Like I said, we already saw Navi pretty limited there. Like I said, they were stuck on a couple of FAMASas. You know, you just see Tempo Storm kind of rolling out like they did on the pistol round. This really attacking that apartments heavy. They're getting these favorable exchanges. Like I said, Rixus is playing well this series, been playing well all tournament. That's going to be definitely a kind of a character that comes out of this event that we're going to be talking about in the NA scene. And they now force Navi onto an actual stage, so they're about to break into 5 rounds. So this is actually really well done.
Yeah, we're into round 6. Tempo Storm is going to be up by 3 over Navi. And they're trying to execute up middle, but that's going to be Guardian able to shut down Automatic, and Automatic was out by himself. Just trying to pick up whatever he could, try and get some information back in his corner. And it didn't really work out for him, so that's going to be a MAC-10 that was dropped out in middle. I wonder if that got shot away now. They just haven't really got aggressive to go try and grab that yet. Yeah,
exactly. And that's a huge pick to lose, just kind of getting shot in the back there. Even though Guardian was blind, he still comes up with that kill. So that was definitely kind of a tough pill to swallow to lose that guy. And we're already seeing this early rotate from Navi. They already have a guy CT spawn. I'm looking over here. There are a couple smokes to block him off here for the Tempo Storm side, but that smoke just got refreshed at Banana, so it's making things tough. But Tempo Storm looks like they're making a decision just to push through this.
Yeah, it's going to be Tempo Storm. They're going to go for it. They're going to push right through this smoke. Guardian's going to be right there. Guardian will go down, so that initial opener, Stanislaw is able to get himself a secondary frag, too. Finally will go down to Seize. They know there was a stack there, but they've thoroughly cleared it out as Roka will get Seized out of the way. But here comes the CT rotate. That's going to be Zeus who goes down, coming through CT spawn. Edward will be right behind him. Edward does hit the shot onto Rix, so now he's going to wrap all the way through. Pro 90 in hand, and he's going to get cleaned up by Roka at first oranges. And that's another round for Tempo Storm.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, it was a save round for Navi, and that helped things out, but still Tempo Storm, like I said, playing just as aggressive and fearless as you would see some of their players do online, especially Rix. Stanislaw able to kind of clean up some frags there as well. Definitely quite a smart player in-game leading for that team, and they're actually forcing Navi to save yet again, so Tempo Storm a great chance to pull up those 6 rounds on the T side against what is a normally quite impressive CT side team on Inferno.
And Navi, once again, as Dust just said, into that double save territory, so Tempo Storm, they're going to be able to decide what to do here relatively quick after they find out that Navi's going to be on that double save. They're going to come up mid, they're going to see some pistols, but they're completely blind here. Rick somehow survives, just sprays out the AK bullets, and look at the turnaround from Automatic. Smart play there. Edward will still hit a shot, but he's able to trade him out really fast. That's just going to leave Flamey as they take down Seized as he tries to rotate through CT spawn. So now Flamey, all the way from CT spawn, trying to go on the rotate 1v4, doesn't really have a chance here with just that silent USP.
Yeah, this is getting a little bit tough for Navi, and of course the economy's been tough for them most of the half. I mean, they were forced FAMASas one round, they've had the double save. They haven't had the op on Guardian yet, so a lot of the tools they would like to have has just been so limited by their money situation. Now, this round, with the double save, they're going to be able to get what they want now. They're going to have the op onto Guardian for the first time. No, never mind, it's just going to be enforced across the board again, but this is still one of the more comfortable buys they've had this half, so let's see what they can do with it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're still able to get those buys out, but it is going to be not the hottest buy for Guardian. He doesn't have the head armor there. He does have...
Not many counter nades either.
Yeah, no.
You can't really smoke off Banana very many times with this type of setup.
It's interesting why they went with head armor over the utility grenades. going against AKs.
Yeah, they have to be careful. They only have one smoke left, you know, and you're used to delay that banana so often. If Tempo Storm transitions to like a late B hit, how are you going to hold it off? Especially you're only playing one guy there right now. That's going to make it very hard for that rotate to come back in.
So Navi here, all 5 left alive against Tempo Storm. All 5, no. Flamey's able to hit 2 shots there. That Stanislaw and automatic out of the way. Shazam will go on the trade out, but Guardian quickly up mid right there with his teammate playing left and right inside. Will shut it down. Here comes the entry into the B-bomb site. It's going to be Rix and Roka. Roka takes a ton of damage, but Rix will trade out seized. He's going to be by himself getting the bomb planted, so his team will get some money out of this. The broken buy coming out from Navi. Looks like it's working here. They're going to go 3-man try and crush this B-bomb site as Rix will be on first oranges. He does have the smoke in CT. Oh, he gets spotted. Yeah, this is going to be tough. He doesn't have enough time to get out of there. Nope. And all the CTs on top of him. Edward will get the frag from CT spawn. After the defuse comes in, that'll be 2 rounds for Navi.
Yeah, it looked like you saw Tempo Storm trying to go for some type of B split. They're trying to get some people up the arch in this CT spawn and trying to split that side of the map, but all 3 of their members really just got eradicated as they came up mid, mostly due to Flamey's 2 kills over there. And then at the end, yeah, Rix was able to kind of expose the B-bomb site, but it was already at the cost of losing 3 of his players, and it makes it, you know, incredibly difficult to close out a 1v3 like that, despite getting the site, getting that bomb planted and such. And you know, Navi, though, they're putting up around here. They're able to rebuy these rifles. A lot more utility nades this time around. But we're seeing Tempo Storm still being able to reach into their pockets there and grab something as well. A lot of Molotovs, smokes, flashes, everything they could want. And so they can definitely work whatever round they're looking to do here.
Yeah, so round 9 is about to get underway. They're already into the middle of this thing. Buys up coming from both sides here. Tempo Storm with that 4-round advantage, looking to try and maintain this. Edward actually blinds himself right there. That could have been bad, but none of the T's were pushing out. It's going to be a fast A hit here. They're going to send 3 through the apartment. Shazam actually kills his own teammate. Edward's able to hit 2 shots, and he takes out Shazam and automatic. There's Guardian coming in for the cleanup, but Edward with a great 3K to keep this game close. I mean, they're only down by 3 rounds now. Tempo Storm will be up 6-3.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, we've seen Tempo Storm at times have some huge success coming out of apartments. You know, their pistol round was won that way. They won an earlier gun round in the same fashion. But Edward coming up big there with 3 kills to hold off that push that time around. Almost half his kills of the half so far coming from just that one play. And that really just kind of took a huge hit. But Tempo Storm still coming up with a buy here. Still very comfortable. Flamey getting super aggressive at mid through a smoke. He gets caught up. Just a free fry for Tempo Storm. You see aggression at Banana as well. Guardian spotted, though, by Roka. And Navi just trying to play hyper-aggressive, and they are getting punished for it.
Yeah, they were absolutely getting shut down this round. There goes Seized. He tries to push down. He will trade out the frag onto Roka, but that's still going to put them down a man here. And Zeus does have the ability to try and trade one out. There was a terrorist right next to him down there at the T side of the apartments there, but they're all going to rotate back. They're going to gear up in mid, so it's going to be all up to Seized here trying to defend. And he's just spraying out some damage. If he's able to, swaps out Hyper Beast real fast to try and get the reload, go back into the site as he was running out of ammo after all that spraying down Banana. And he's going to be defending that, as it looks like all 4 unlive members of Tempo Storm will be working it up. Yeah,
it looks they're going to have a great time at this, too. They're just working their way up. They're smoking off CD spawn. They know they probably have only one here. It's going to be Seized playing the schools. He's got to come up big, but he's smoked off, trying to spam, doing some damage, but also taking a lot of hits himself. And now he just has to kind of wait things out for his team to start rotating here. But this is just such good positioning from Tempo Storm.
Yeah, automatic in a great spot here, working his way out from behind the car. Doesn't get the shot off. He will get the shot off onto Zeus. It's going to be a good hold at Banana. So Edward and his teammate Seized will go on the rotate to save their rifles, and Tempo Storm will be able to go up 7-3 over Navi.
And that was just the hyper aggression. Like you see the normal, you know, B anchor Flamey actually just pressing a smoke mid and trying to make a play, and he gets caught. You see the Banana presence also coming in, which is a bit more typical of Navi to get aggressive at Banana, but that didn't quite work out either. And Tempo Storm just responding very well there. And now they're going to be up 7-3 on the T side of Inferno. This has just been a crazy series and just a crazy tournament for Tempo Storm in general. This brand new team, basically, their first LAN. This is like Rick's second LAN in his entire CSGO career. His first time playing against international competition. He's been doing really well.
Yeah, looking extremely good here. I mean, we're into round 11. There's a 4-round difference here between these teams, and it's all in favor of Tempo Storm right now. They're shooting good here. I mean, Shazam is stepping it up. He's got 10 frags. Same with Roka with 10. And I mean, what's great about it is, though, even though not the entire team is stepping up, I mean, Stanislaw is the only one that's really not stepping up a lot here for Tempo Storm.
Right.
But he did it on last map. He kept that close. He had big rounds for his team to really put them in that. Otherwise, we would have been looking into this map being like, all right, this is going to be an absolute melt fest. Tempo Storm has no chance.
And on any given map that Tempo Storm played this tournament, at least 4 of the players have only been a couple of frags apart. So it's been really, just really well done throughout the entire team. But
what a great
stepping out closet. Yeah, great, well done. But Unimac trades it back right away into a 3-on-3. So great response from Tempo Storm. They try to wrap Moto, but man, and just the flash, it's all over. Zeus and Guardian pair up, and the Guardian op is now out. And that's going to make things even more difficult now going forward for Tempo Storm. But they can at least rest assured they have a good amount of rounds so far.
Yeah, I mean, 7 rounds from the T side on Inferno, that's absolutely awesome. Any team should be happy with that, no matter who they're playing. But I mean, you need as much as you can here going against Navi. They're going to play really good T side. They're going to be super effective. And I mean, if you could get yourself, like, I mean, the dream would be 11-4 right now. To win out from here, that would be
the dream.
That would be the dream, but I don't think they're going to be able to do that. I don't think it's sustainable to keep winning this way. And Navi's got to try and figure out what they need to do here to stop Tempo Storm from continuing to get these rounds.
And now, like, Navi has all their weapons in a good position. Like I said, they have their anchor flaming now. He's fully decked out. They have the op on Guardian, something they haven't had until, like, I think last round was the first time he actually had it. And so, like I said, that's what makes things a little bit tougher, but we do see Unimatic grabbing a pick over here. That's actually forcing someone to start shifting in the CT spawn from B. That bomb, though, is sitting over towards alt mid, so not still quite sure what Tempo Storm wants to do. They have so much time to play around with, and they have a one-man advantage, so they can manipulate a lot of rotations from here.
Oh, Zeus is going to be in the pit trying to spray some damage out. It's not going to do much for him. He does get a ton of damage off onto people, but he doesn't get a frag out of it. But that will force Tempo Storm to rotate back and rethink what they're doing here, as it looks like they're going to try and work their way towards Flamey at the moment. He will be the guy at Banana. Oh, Zeus, what a great pick there onto Shazam. Drops him in middle. That'll even things up at a 4-on-4. And look at Navi's already going on the rotate. They already are feeling it from Tempo Storm, so they're going to go back, and it will be a 3 versus... no. It's only going to be a 2 versus 1 as
now they're
Stanislav's the only one up.
And they're running all the way back over to A. They realize that kind of didn't work out. They've been going late B so often. That means Navi early shifts. And now so they're going to attack right back into lane. It's going to be at the Zeus inside the pit. He does line up a kill, gets the bomb down. No time left really at this point. But they will just get the bomb planted.
He's going to get it planted.
Yeah, I mean, Roka came up big there with Automatic, and so they will get that plant. Now we have a 2 versus 2. This is crazy stuff.
Here comes the rotate. Flamey's going to be coming all the way around down Banana, up through mid. We're going to have Seized already up near Library, trying to work his way towards Moto. He's going to try pushing up initially, so it's going to be up to him to get this guy in the sight, and he will be able to get him. That's Seized who grabs that one, but coming from behind, it is going to be Automatic trying to get the angle, and it doesn't matter. Flamey was ready for it, and that is going to be Navi getting themselves another round as they get this defuse. That is going to make it 7-5, and Navi's on the comeback.
Yeah, and you saw there, I mean, Tempo Storm, they really like falling back late B, but see, the problem was that Shazam got caught at mid, so that allows Navi to send some numbers back over to B. They kind of stuffed that late B hit that we've been seeing Tempo Storm implement. This means that Tempo Storm kind of realizes it's not working out. They try to shift back, but Zeus able to get the bomb down, able to slow things down, allow that rotation to come in, and Navi are eventually able to close out a round, but it was still quite close. I mean, you saw those 2 kills go off from Roka to Automatic, and the bomb get planted. It looked okay, but just didn't quite pan out, and now Tempo Storm, you know, forced to take a save here, and Navi, you know, have a chance to, they still have a chance to win the half, actually. But like I said, Tempo Storm, you know, have 7 rounds, that's still pretty decent.
Yeah, definitely. Tempo Storm, again, you can't knock what they've been able to do here from the T side of things with those 7 rounds, even though they're going to be on an eco. But this is what I was talking about with Navi, though. Once they start getting rolling here, I think this is, they're going to run right into the blender. Edward's able to get the 4, or excuse me, 3. Zeus is able to get the 4th, and now that is Edward able to get himself a 4K on the round. They just ran directly into the blender. And, yeah, that's what I was talking about, though. Navi, once they get the momentum rolling on CT side, it's going to be hard for Tempo Storm to slow that down. And this easily could turn into 8-7 for Navi, and they could end up winning this half, but just barely.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just Navi kind of understanding what's going on. They know that those apartments hits have been coming in from Tempo Storm. They've been successful up until, like, out of the 4 times that Tempo Storm attempted it, the first 2 times they do it, it works. The second 2 times you see the adjustment. Both times, really, Edward just multi-fragging and holding that apartment side. And so that's kind of been one of the big things that has changed, you know, over time in this half. Also just adjusting to those late B hits as well is Navi.
Doing well for it, and man, Zeus takes a ton of damage right there. Goes down to 21 HP, but Flamey will get the frag onto Rix. That'll turn it into a 5 versus 4 really fast here. Guardian's got to be careful because Stan is waiting right there in the boiler room, and he ends up taking him down. So it will be Edward removing Automatic, keeping this thing close, as Navi's going to have that 1-man advantage here, and Roka just sitting right there, trying to peek his way out. Seized is a little too quick, though, but Shazam does answer. Here comes Flamey. He rotates in. He will get Stanislaw and Shazam. That ties it up at 7-7 now, as we're going to hit the final round of first half, and the economy at Tempo Storm is just now finally getting back down low, so they're going to have to pistol armor at this final round.
Yeah, I mean, they're buying what they can here, but it's not quite a lot. You see a few smokes. They do have that one Molotov on Ricks. They have some Galils. They got some Tech 9s, and they do have head armor across the board as well. So we'll see what they can put up with. But, I mean, Navi, you know, they've been able to really been able to recollect themselves here. They've won the last 4 rounds in a row. Basically, the last 6 of 7 rounds played have gone to Navi, and that's been the bulk of their CT side. Once they got that op in Guardian's hands, once they got people established, they haven't, and once they've adjusted to the Tempo Storm's tactics, they haven't let up very much, and it's been tough for Tempo Storm lately.
That's going to be Zeus, able to take down Shazam. And there goes Edward going off too on Stanislaw. And Zeus is able to get him a secondary one. So everything that Tempo Storm threw at the A-bomb site just absolutely got tore apart there. And again, Flamey by himself eats the Molotov, partially blind here. Throws a good flashbang though, and that works in his favor. It's all up to Roka on top of Banana, trying to jump around. Gets up onto the A-car. Can he get any shots off? Not able to make it happen. Flamey will hold on to that B-bomb site as his teammate rotates over. And it's just like I thought, an 8-7 half.
Right.
Navi brought it back.
Yeah, they did. I mean, it was, you know, once again, Tempo Storm winning pistol, getting a 3-0 start. Then they won the first 6 of 7 rounds, you know, resetting Navi's money after Navi won the opening gun round. And then you go from there. Navi just, like I said, they go on a 5-round winning streak. They win the last 7 of 8 rounds. Like I said, once they got their money established, they didn't really let up much. They adjusted well. They figured out what Tempo Storm were doing, and they patched up those gaps.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is almost mirrored to what we were seeing the last time. I mean, Navi had a little bit of struggle. Tempo Storm starts off real strong. We're thinking, oh, wow, this is Tempo Storm's looking really good here. We get in the second half, and then it kind of goes back and forth for a while, and then Navi ultimately ends up just bringing it home.
Right.
And I mean, but man, 7 rounds from the T side against Navi, that's absolutely awesome. No matter what happens here, Tempo Storm has to be proud of what they've done on these 2 maps. If this ends up being the final map here, and Navi ends up taking it home.
Right, and like I said, the kind of curious thing is that Navi likes to do these aggressive apartment hits as well, so we may see those later. But here on the pistol, they're trying to put some pressure on Banana. Actually threw some fire, clearing out the sandbags. If they force the CTs back inside the site to play a bit more passive now. We see Ricks taking some peeks right now, exchanging some shots, but no one really landing any true damage quite yet.
So into this pistol round, it looks like Navi's going to make some. Oh, right there in the bedroom, they got to spot that guy out. Got to be careful here, Flamey. He's not really moving. He's going to jump across, and he could get flanked here. He's going to look into the window. He knows automatics right there. He's trying to find the shots through the flanks. Can he get the shots off? No, automatic will take him down. That's going to be Flamey out of the way, so the early man advantage going for Tempo Storm.
Yeah, that was a smart play from Mac, looking to see if anyone else was following Flamey before he actually took the shots on Flamey. Sees there's no one else there and does just go ahead and take the kill. So well done there from Automatic inside the bedroom. They have a 1-man advantage now, but here it is, Navi gathering up over at mid. Have a couple of flashes on C's, and it looks like they might try to use that to just try to work up this lane. Yeah,
Tempo Storm is going to be banking pretty hard on this one, rotating towards the B-bomb site, and it's not going in that direction, so there, yeah, Shazam's going to have to rotate back as the A-take is coming out here, and Automatic's able to shut down the initial one, too. That's going to be 2 frags in his favor as Stanislaw is able to pick up Edward, so it will be a 2 versus 3 as we're going to have Shazam rotate in at the A-bomb site. Now, it's going to be a 2-on-2 at A until this next man rotates in, and there it is. They're going to get Shazam in there. Here comes all the rotates, and now the numbers went in favor of Tempo Storm. Once Shazam got there, they ended up closing it down. That's a 2K for Automatic and 2 for Stanislaw. And Tempo Storm picks up a big pistol round to tie things up 8-8.
I think, well, okay, so they picked up every pistol round except for the first half of Mirage, but they immediately won the second round eco. So
yes,
definitely a pretty nice success rate on that end, which is something a lot of North American teams struggle with, either the pistol round or, you know, closing off a second round if you do in fact win pistol. But that hasn't been the case for Tempo Storm today, and that's definitely helping them out quite a lot. But that bomb plant does come in, but Navi not being conservative about it. You know, you see a lot of teams just late third round buy AKs, but you've seen teams, you know, now like Envy, like Cloud9, some teams, they like to just do these Tech 9 heavy buys here. Liquid also, but it is Navi doing it right now. So Tech 9 head armor anyway, despite the first round bomb plant, just trying to see if they can hammer in around right now.
Into round 17, trying to force the issue here. Navi actually slowing things down at alt mid a little bit. Tempo Storm's got the advantage with the SMGs in their hands, except for Riggs. He actually has a silent M4 that he's going to try and use to get some frags here and stack up his cash, because, I mean, that early buy coming out from him is going to hurt him a little bit here. So let's see what he can make happen. with that thing. Here comes the execute up mid, though. It's actually kind of thwarted for the time being. The smokes came down pretty well. Shazam's trying to exit out, and he's able to make his way out, but Edwards easily able to pick him up. So Stanislaw underneath the balcony with the last one. Pop Flash comes out. He's going to try and dive through. Stan's able to hit the initial shot. The flashbang worked out perfectly, but C's will take him down. Same with Zeus getting a frag there onto automatic. And so they've just completely blown this A-strat up here as Rix will find a way to be able to get that frag onto Flamey, but the bomb will be planted. It will be 2 versus 3.
They're trying to back off.
Yeah, they're not even going to go for it here. Rix, I mean, is extremely low. Can't knock him for that. Down to 16 HP. And just like that, Navi's able to do what Tempo Storm did to them on map number 1.
Yeah, I mean, Navi just, you know, like I said, buying up those Tech 9s and armor, not waiting for that 3rd round AK buy, just going for it right there, just coming up mid. You know, Stanislav smoked off, can't support his teammate Shazam, who still tries to peek the yards for information, but gets blitzed. He gets taken down. Stanislav has some exchange going on that lane, but winds up losing out. And then Navi just collapsed on the A-bomb site, and now they're up 9-8. And they're preventing the save possibly here. Unless Rich can hold on. He does just get that kill. So at least they hold on to that kit, armor, and M4 there. But definitely the economy and shatters for the rest of the team. Probably a double save coming out.
Yeah, that could be the exact thing that Navi needed here to turn the Jets on big time and just really push their way the rest of the way through Tempo Storm here and get this done 2-0. But they need to hold on to this momentum. They have 4 AKs coming out. They have that Pro 90 coming out. They just need to hold on here and not allow Tempo Storm to do what they're going to try and do now, which is get aggressive down Banana without getting punished and just take guns away. So C's will open it up initially, gets automatic, and there's Zeus able to take down Shazam. So 2 of those players pushing down Banana are out of the way, and Rix is still going to be up, but he's so weak now, down to 39 HP, and Navi's only lost a single player.
Yeah, they try to get aggressive Banana. They try to pair up the M4 with the pistol to just try to do an exchange there. It doesn't work out. Stanislav gets caught off the arch. Navi wrapping around Moto right now. A-bomb site clear except for 1 player way deep into the apartments. That's going to be Roka, just kind of holding out here inside the bedroom. Rix has made it to CT spawn. There's no smoke up yet, as they have made it into the A-bomb site here. And they will get that bomb planted. It's going to be up to Roka. What can he do? Can he catch someone off guard pushing into the apartments?
He's going to look for it. Yeah, he does. He's able to catch Zeus. They're not able to catch Flamey. They know exactly where he is. They're going to drop him down. So no saved rifle for him. And it would have been tough either way. As soon as he got a frag there, he would have tried to save the rifle or at least get some more frags. So he would have been into a large gunfight to try and save that 1 rifle, or he would have had to try and bail and pit and just run around. And even then, they would have went for the hunt on him. So that was a pretty much impossible save for him to make happen. But he is forcing 1 more rebuy there. But if Navi doesn't end up dropping around here, the rebuys aren't really going to have to matter to them.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, like I said, they forced him to throw into a double save situation after, you know, breaking into that 2nd round. And this is kind of the second time you'll see it, unless they try some type of force. I mean, we see some CZs being bought up and passed around, but it's not like they're going crazy about it. You know, just some upgraded pistols, just holding on to the M4 on Rix, giving themselves a chance. And we'll see if they can make something happen, but it's very likely Navi just kind of make this 11-8.
Yeah, so we're going to be into round 19 here. We're going to have Navi trying to hold on to this one, prevent Tempo Storm from getting an eco off here. And again, we're going to see Tempo Storm getting aggressive in one area, and it's going to actually be towards mid right now, or arch side, but they're not really getting too aggressive off it. They're just going to be stacking this A-bomb site to see if they can force anything with the rifle by itself at the top of Banana. So it's all up to Rix to try and get some entry frags here and prevent Navi from just being able to storm their way up Banana.
And that's kind of the scary thing. If that rifle goes down, no one can recycle it, so it's already put out of use if he gets caught here. And so that definitely is kind of the risk that you take by putting it by itself. But he jumps up around the smoke, spots one at Laws, has to fall back now, but can't do it. He's spanning. Look, that rifle can't be recycled. It can't be put to use the rest of the round, and that means Navi's just probably going to mop this thing up.
Yeah, that's another frag they come out from Zeus. They're able to take down Shazam in mid, and they're still wanting to go up mid, so that rotate over towards the B bomb site. It's not going to pay anything for him at all. It's not going to help out a lot. There's Zeus able to get another one onto Roka now. That's going to help out quite a bit. Stanislaw is going to have to go on the rotate from B. The number 6 man of automatic will pick up the initial shot onto Edward from Moto, but Zeus is there to trade that frag out again. Zeus with the 3K. He's hunting for the 4K, trying to find Stanislaw. He's getting pinched here, and this is a tough situation for him because he's up on top of the vines over there. Guardian grabs it, and that is going to be 11-8. And I think we're going to get a Turtle Beach team chat here coming in for Tempo Storm.
What do you think we should do right here? Smoke mid?
They're playing very fucking slow. I say just let them waste all their shit. Just force them to us. Yeah.
Boost up. If they smoke, what's it called? If they smoke Shaz's side, then I'm just gonna drop down and fall to pit.
Nate from backside. Nate from backside rope.
Alright. Blind man. Molly car.
They're here.
Do you hear anything alt? I'm still commit.
Dan, do you want to do the spot setup? Where you have the flash?
Huh?
I'm blind mid.
I'm gonna play fountain.
Oh, okay.
I'm anti-flash.
Do it, yeah, do fountain.
I can resmoke mid.
I'm trying to wait till
Before
like
it
1.
digs.
I'm watching halls,
spotting?
I'm not watching mid.
Yeah, I'm spotting.
Okay, Shaz, hold.
Yeah, I'm watching mid.
Okay.
Zeus, are you gonna smoke it off?
Yeah, I will smoke it, yes.
Smoking
Mid
mid.
smoke's fading. Are you gonna resmoke?
Yeah. It's bad,
Bad smoke, bad smoke.
I'm about to fall to a passive setup right here.
Re-smoking a sec, bro?
We can do
I'll
it, I can
flash.
just pick and fall.
Smoke or truck,
Smoke's
smoke or
over.
truck.
They smoked me
I'm
on
blind,
mid.
I'm blind.
One dead mid, I'm flashing.
I have it.
I'm playing Moto. They can go spawn.
no.
They can go spawn.
Yo,
Trying to
No,
wrap.
they
They're trying to wrap.
can't.
Shaz, I think
hitting him,
double
you hit him.
sight.
2 on mid, fuck.
Where?
2 mid, bracket, go in the
bracket.
lane. No, going back down mid.
Smoke
One's
here, smoke
lurking
here.
in the smoke. One's lurking in the
I'm
smoke.
out, I'm
one's
out.
going back to
B.
B.
I'm in fountain.
I think one's lurking, yeah. Nice.
Coming B.
One more.
They run in.
One
They
more mid,
run
one more
in.
mid.
I'm coming back to you.
That was bomb. Oh.
Spec sand. Where are they going?
Porch with bomb. 2 porch with bomb. About to cross.
They smoked Moto.
Alright,
Done.
rotate,
Nice
nice,
shot.
nice. 3 up, 3
Waiting
on.
for you.
Yeah, wait, nice.
3v1 guys, play together.
Yeah, I'm going porch. You two go moto.
I don't know where you're playing in.
Peeking Moto.
Just wait for them to make contact.
Sight.
Chasing them. Sight, nice.
Nice
Good
job,
job.
Nice job.
Good trade, good trade. Perfect,
Here we
perfect.
go.
I should
Yo,
have
Shaz, don't
Yo, we're
flash
reading
and
them.
fall back.
What's up?
Like,
Don't
we're
flash
reading
and fall
them.
back. Because I turned from on top of the roof.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah,
I
no,
thought
it's
you were
fine.
going passive already. That's
No.
not.
If they smoke us off, then it's good for me.
Danny, can you gun me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need a gun too.
I can hear the team chat there for Tempo Storm that round, and I have to say, like, their communications are quite calm and composed. You don't see them getting real nervous. I mean, they seem to just make the calls and just kind of play with each other. And even there, what was most impressive is that 3v1, just saying, calm down. This is a 3v1. Chill out. Don't overpeak. You go here. I'm going to go here. We're going to work this together. And that was definitely kind of refreshing to hear that. And also just some sick shots from Shazam, actually, at mid in that library.
Yeah, that helps out a ton. If you can get Shazam going here, because that's one great thing about having a good Opera on your team, you can have somebody like Guardian, you can have a Shazam that when they're playing really good, I mean, Shazam can do pretty good here for his team, and they really desperately need his op to be working. I'm not saying he's going to win the outright op battle against Guardian, but if he can get some frags across the board and maybe win some of those battles, that's going to help out so very much for Tempo Storm.
Yeah, we just see Navi kind of playing that that slow, methodical style that they're so well known for. That they have a lot of different types of stuff they can throw towards the A-bomb site. They had their heavy apartment hits. They had their smoke wall off pit. They even had their smokes deep in library and porch. They can do so much. But right now they're just trying to play default, just get apartments control with their Flaming Edward, who normally plays it, but automatic getting aggressive in Boiler, grabs 2 kills. That's a 4v3 for Tempo Storm.
Yeah, it's looking good for them. That's going to force those guys to think about what they need to do here. Automatic to make the smart play, rotate back towards the pit, not get too aggressive as they do have one-man advantage. Tempo Storm just needs to hold on here. They can bring this back within 1 and really put the pressure on Navi. I mean, Navi was able to get away with map number 1 just barely. Map number 2 was within their reach, but Tempo Storm making quite the fight out of this as Guardian's able to take down Automatic. Guardian's able to get another one on Shazam too, and the A-bomb site has been taken, and they've swung that one-man advantage for Tempo Storm back in their favor. And we're going to have Rix on the rotate here, and there goes Rix, so now it's all up to Roka. Zeus should see him, and Zeus does see him. Roka does hit a shot onto Guardian. Can he get it? And he will close it out. That's 12-9.
Yeah, I mean, that was Navi just working their default Flaming Edward, always going for the apartments control. Actually don't get it. Automatic put up a great stand with the aggression at Boiler, but then you see Guardian come in with the hat trick crown, getting these kills, opening the site back up, even though they suffered some losses early in the round. And that's just well done from Navi. They love working that A in a very slow fashion, and like I said, despite some early woes, they make it work.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Navi's really turning this thing back on in their favor right now. Let's see if they can keep this going. They've already forced Tempo Storm into going into an eco, and they're going to walk directly into the stack here at the B-bomb site. There's going to be a 3-man initially, but what's good about it is they're going to have that one player in the back here. Roka does open it up huge, but Edward steps in, gets 2. Rix will grab 1, and Edward is able to get all 3 of those players. So they should think this B-bomb site's wide open now, but they are checking. They're being smart here about it. They are going to start checking spots. They're going to be able to pick up. No, they're not able to pick up Automatic off the bat. He gets the deagle shot onto Edward, so it will be Zeus trying to get Automatic out of the way. Automatic is going to push up to second or just get the AK in his hand and the other CT is very, very deep in alt mid right now, so they will have a 2 versus 1 if they get up Banana fast enough. But yeah, now here comes Shazam. He's going to be trying to rotate behind the Banana, and that's just going to force Navi to get sped up a little bit here in this B-bomb site to try and take down Automatic. Zeus is looking for him, can't find him yet. Now they know exactly where he's at, but Shazam's already behind him. Does he get up in time? Can he get the flank off on Flamey? Flamey doesn't know that he's there yet. And Shazam's going to go for it, spraying and spraying.
Oh,
and Flamey
no.
actually gets it! How did Flame? Oh my goodness, Shazam! Crouch sprays towards water, and Flamey just jumps and spins around and gets the shot.
And I think that was just, Shazam getting a bit too antsy when he saw him. It's like a deer in the headlights. He sees this guy so exposed, but he just tries, and it was just, not enough patience. And it was well designed. I mean, they get the bomb down. Automatic playing well at second oranges. He's holding as long as he can. Shazam, makes that huge rotate. I'm not sure where he was when he started that rotate. It would have been cool if he could have got CT spawn instead and really helped out Automatic that way. But I think maybe he might have been pressed up too far alt mid, and it was the shorter route to actually flank Banana. But either way, yeah, he missed a big 1v1 opportunity there. And now his team kind of has to force Famasas. They're in a tough spot. Navi just a few rounds away from putting this thing away. So that's definitely a really, really hard round to lose if you're Tempo Storm.
Yeah, that's going to put the score at 13-9 in favor of Navi. And Tempo Storm, as you can see, not on the greatest buy in the world here, but they're committed into this round. They don't want to just drop out of it. And Automatic is doing all that he can. Able to get 1, 2, 3 frags out from below the apartments there. That is absolutely huge. Well, on the other side of the bomb sites, though, C's will be able to get up a frag. He's going to go for a secondary one, avoids that. And we actually see Stanislaw able to take down Zeus there, as C's is still going to be working by himself. He will be 1 versus 4 at the moment, trying to take down the player inside the B bomb site. He will get that frag, but bomb is all the way down at A, and it looks like Tempo is going to go for the hunt. They should be able to pick this up unless C's is able to come up with something big, but he only has 26 HP, so it's going to be pretty hard to do.
Yeah, I mean, with the amount of money that Tempo Storm has, it's kind of hard to really think about chasing here. The money is quite limited. You're definitely so many rounds behind right now. You got to think about your own economy here, so they can't really chase these. But C's, kind of knowing it, realizes, hey, I'm just going to try to go get these guns down. Like, I know Rebind is going to put a huge strain on him. I'm going to see if I can't make a play. And he does spot one in pit, can't find the quick frag, and now he will just kind of back off and save that AK and the head armor. But it is now 13-10 Tempo Storm. Navi, like I said, known for trying to do those heavy apartments hits at times. Tried it there. Automatic just shut him down. He really was the man of that round. Really just put his stuff to it immediately.
Yeah, definitely. That's going to get them within 3 rounds now, as Navi's going to have to try and work from that. But their economy is not the greatest, because the rounds that they are winning, which is a majority of them so far, they're close, though. They're ending up being very close rounds, so there's a lot of rebuys that have to happen. And that's one way you can help control the economy of another team. Even if they're winning rounds on you, as long as you're forcing enough rebuys, they're having to rebuy every round, so they never build up a large bank. So you can always force it into a situation where, given they may win 6, 7, 8 rounds in a row, off of you winning once, they're forced into a save.
Right, we are seeing Navi, though, having a tough time here with their money as well. They're just kind of, putting Tech 9s out there, though. They've been kind of doing these Tech 9 buys, quite often throughout this series, just not wanting to let up, wanting to keep the pressure on Tempo Storm. As soon as Tempo Storm tries to start, closing the gap on the scoreboard, they want to just be able to push them away immediately, and that's what they're looking for now. They're setting up for some type of heavy lane hit, I think. I think I see them lining up smokes to block off pit, something they like to do to come up lane. And that seems to be, actually, no, there's a lot of smokes coming off the arch side, actually.
Yeah, tons of smoke going in towards the arch side right now. They're going to try and get aggressive. That's going to force Shazam backwards. And let's see what they end up doing with this mid-take here. They're going to try and swing their way around. Shazam trying to spam out as much damage as possible. Pistols coming out here. They're going to wrap this towards the B-bomb site, because Automatic's right there to take down Edward. And it was actually just one player. That's actually Zeus, who wraps all the way through CT spawn to get into the library, trying to get another shot up, but Automatic is there. Stanislaw goes down. They can't get the bomb planted just yet, but Guardian will step up and get a frag onto Stanislaw and Automatic. He will be 1v2 now with the bomb, and he does have enough time to get this planted.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 30 seconds left here. You did see Navi, blocking off pit, allowing them to wrap around Moto. They get the exchange, and now Guardian, like you said, in a 1v2. Rix peeks out library. Guardian spots it. Another one coming around Moto as well. It's going to be Roka. Guardian hits the headshot on the Rix. Now it's all up to Roka, trying to see if he can't win this 1v1. Guardian, he knows he has him inside the site. Roka edging around the box, grabs the kill. And so he will be able to get the defuse, and we will have 13-11. And, man, these games are quite the nail-biters, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's a great job there by Tempo Storm to make that happen. As you can see, they were bought out into that round. Lots of money was spent there. And, excuse me, yeah, now after this round win, they're going to have a grip of money now, so they get a good, solid buy out of this. But, again, that same situation we were talking about that was happening to Navi is now happening to Tempo Storm. Even though they won those rounds, that 2 in a row right there, They lost a lot of players, so they're bought fully into this round. I mean, the most money that they have is Roka with 1,700, and the same thing on the other side. So whoever's going to be able to get the win here is going to force the other team into a save, and if that's Navi, that is going to be gigantic for them.
Yeah, unless Navi can get a bomb plan or something, even with the 3-round loss bonus coming in at 2,400, they're going to be hard pressed. But they've been doing these Tech 9 force buys, so I'm not even sure if they'll actually save if they take this loss. But we'll just have to see what happens. Surely now with the score being much closer, it's a little bit more dangerous to take those force buy risks. So yeah, Tempo Storm could look to tie up this game with the win here, but same token, their money could be reset, and then Navi just goes to map point. So really, both teams have such a fragile economy right now, and that makes it just even more of a suspenseful round coming up.
Yeah, look at the aggressiveness that we have from Tempo Storm here. They've already got 2 players forced down Banana. Rix is going to be the initial one. Sees is able to get a good shot off there. Rix is trying to hunt for the other frag, and he can't get it. And it's going to be a 1-for-2 trade here in favor of Navi, as they're going to be up 4-3 here. And Tempo Storm's going to go on the rotate. They do have 1 player there, and man, look at these 2 players all the way up mid. This is going to be a good catch right here, as Automatic's trying to rotate back.
Yeah, Stanislaw's in a tough spot here. He's inside Graveyard checking apartments, and Edward has slipped up the yard side. If he peeks around, he could just get the shot in the back for free, basically, depending on how far Stan steps out. Now, Automatic is coming into Library, but Edward is kind of waiting for it here, waiting for this rotation to come in, waiting to explode on it.
Yeah, Automatic gets the initial one, but Edward's able to trade that frag out. As Edward's also able to take down Stan, they know one has to be B, and that is an open A bomb site. They're going to plant off right now, and there's going to be 1 versus 3 in favor of Navi, as Shazam's going to try and rotate his way over. He does have an M4. He does have a kit in that body armor. He wants to go for this because he knows his team is going to be on a save. So if he can get a fast frag, he'll continue into this, but if not, he needs to back out, and he's not going to get that fast frag. His Flamey's going to take him down. That's 14 rounds for Navi now, and we're going to have a save coming out here from Tempo Storm.
Yeah, they have kind of no choice but to play for the overtime at this point, but yeah, they're going to buy the upgraded pistols that they can in the head armor there.
No, they're committed. They're going to go into this one. They want to get the win here. They don't want to fight for overtime. They just want to fight directly for this win.
We'll see if they can make it work. I mean, this is definitely not the situation you want to be in if you're Tempo Storm, especially the way they've played this entire map. It's been quite close, but they're going to be hard-pressed to figure this one out. They are going to be, basically just playing default positions. Navi, they have full equipment. They have the AKs. They're putting a lot of numbers over here towards Banana so far. Last time they did this, they caused a big disturbance. They caused the rotation. They fell back A, and that's how they secured the rounds, catching people rotating back. Not sure if they're going to, follow the same suit or if they're just going to go for a heavy B hit.
It looks like they're all stacked up at the top of Banana right now, so it looks like they want to go for that. And they're getting some damage out there, getting a little bit of damage done to them. Not a grip, though. I mean, Rix is going to go down to 58 HP. And Navi's actually going to back off a little bit here. I think they do want to turn this into a B hit, though, no matter what. Yeah, they're not backing off far. They're just going back, setting up for the grenades that they need to set up so they can try and get in. But, I mean, it is going to be 3 CTs that they have to try and beat right now. And one's actually going to push into the smoke. He might even push all the way through. Rix is able to get the initial shot off, but Flamey will trade him out real fast. And so that's not going to be the trade that you want to have happen, as Rix did get the shot on the C. He's not able to get a gun out of it. There's just so much spray going on. Shazam will punish Edward for making a bad spray there. And Flamey will be the one to trade out Shazam. And there's Flamey getting another one at B. It's going to be a large rotate back towards the A bomb site, though.
Yeah, it's pretty similar to the last round, except a bit different because it's more because of the challenges they took at B rather than the fix and pressure they were making that they had to fall back. Sandalaw's still up boiler, though, waiting, grabs the kill. Gets the bomb still up, though. It's going to make it into the site, and this is giving time for the rotate. Stanislaw going to peek mid, grabs that kill as well, and Stanislaw playing so well. Guardian now has to play a 1BT. Peeks out into the lane, now gets into the pit, and like I said, that rotation is coming in. But Stanislaw hits that shot! Oh my goodness, Stanislaw saving the day for Tempo Storm, making this interesting.
Yeah, gets himself the 3K there when Flamey was the only other one to get himself frags at all. On the other side, he got a 3K too. But I mean, Navi right there looked like they should have had that, and I mean, they lingered so long at the top of Banana before they really got anything going there. And then Stan over there, boiler room hero, pulls out the 5-7, able to get those shots off, able to kill the last man left alive and allow his team to buy up here. And I mean, it's still not going to be a healthy buy because they were fully bought out into that last round.
Yeah, like I said, the money's tight here for both teams, to be quite honest. Both teams on the verge of having some real problems, but they're still able to, both teams still able to put together something here. It's actually pretty equal, kind of like both teams really just forcing what they can, but definitely a slight advantage here for Tempo Storm. They don't have any players resorted just to pistols. They have rifles across the board. We'll see what happens here. Putting a little bit of pressure on Banana, but this is just kind of Navi, more default positions for now.
Navi still going to be trying to hold on here, and they actually have 3 rifles up. It's going to be 2 AKs, 1 Galil, Zeus with the the Tech 9 in his hands, Guardian with the P250 in his. They got quite a bit of utility here to 2, 4, 6, 8, and 9 flashbangs. And they did have 4 smokes. Now they only have 2. They're still using those to try and be effective here, but they're not really executing off of those. And Flamey goes all the way down to 7 HP, so it's still a 5-on-5 battle with only about 50 seconds left in this one. But Flamey took a ton of damage there.
Yeah, they're throwing some stuff at mid, but they're actually backing off, and they're trying to put some pressure at Arch to cut off rotations, but they're really just trying to hit into B, it seems. But now the bomb goes back to mid, but Stanislaw coming up with some kills from the closet, causing the bomb to now go back to B yet again. But there's still 2 defenders here that haven't caused any rotation, so this is going to be very difficult for Navi.
Yeah, it looks like they want to go in there anyways. They don't really care. I mean, they got Guardian, Flamey, and Seized all trying to make their way up. Rix removes 2 of them, so now it's all up to Guardian. He does have 100 HP. He does have the bomb. Takes a lot of damage. Goes down to 14 HP, though. Pulls out the pistol, removes Rix. Trying to find the guy that's still in the bomb site, and that's going to be Roka. And Tempo Storm secures the round. That's going to bring it within 1 here. I mean, that's 14-13 in favor of Navi, but Tempo Storm will be going against an ecoing Navi here, and this should be tied up at 14-14.
I mean, Stanislaw is making some really big plays these last few rounds. You saw him have kind of that clutch, you know, because, I mean, he wasn't technically in a 1v3, but he was by himself on that side of the map making some big plays to win around. That round right there, his double kill at the closet allows his B players to stay in position, not have to worry about rotating, which allows them to have a nice firm defense when Navi did go for that late B hit, and they held it off effectively. And now Navi is kind of forced to take a save here, and Tempo Storm have a great chance to tie this thing up at 14-all. This is just insane.
Yeah, looking good here. Tempo Storm trying to roll with this thing. Pistols coming out from Navi. Navi would love to get this eco off because that's going to bode well for them. If they can get the eco off now, secure that 15th round in their favor as they would go back onto a bye. But Rix will open things up, remove Zeus from the round. Guardian down to 8 HP at this point. It's going to be a tough hill to climb here, but they could probably make something happen. I wonder if yeah, it looks like they're going to send Seized out towards the B-bomb site, see if he can either pick up a frag or throw a little bit of a fake here with his body and see if they can pull one of these guys out of the A-bomb site onto a rotate.
Yeah, right now everyone just, like I said, holding position here for Tempo Storm. No shifting just yet, no need to. There's been no pressure to make them want to pull off of where they are, as we do see Navi gathering up here inside mid with the pistols. It looks like they might want to try to make a play up the lane. Stanislaw will be playing here from the back of Chuck inside pit. He hears the bullets. He knows what's happening, and he will just hold out here. But Automatic and Shazam, the ones wrapping from Moto, they were playing double arch. They'll clean up the round instead, and now we're tied up 14-all, but Navi should be back to buying here, and we'll see if this game goes the distance. It has to.
Yeah, I mean, Tempo Storm tied this thing back up at 14-14, and if you guys remember, all of us were saying the same thing. This is going to take an absolute miracle for Tempo Storm to win this. It's Inferno, and you're playing Navi, and you've tied it up 14-14. You're pushing this to the final round of regulation against one of the greatest teams in the world, and you're essentially a brand new roster.
Yeah, they've done great this tournament, but let's see if they can actually get a map one. We've seen them play VP close in that series on Cash. We saw them play Navi close on Mirage, but can they actually close out a map against one of these top teams and really get themselves a true accomplishment to hold on to going forward? Like I said, they've tread the line, but they haven't quite done it yet, and we're going to see in these next couple rounds if it actually happens.
With a roster this new at that point, even if you don't take a map off Navi, you have to be so unbelievably pumped with how well you did. You came to LAN against them, and you did this good. They got to be stoked no matter what happens here. But it is round at 29. Navi's almost there to 15. Same with Tempo Storm. Thing is tied up 14-14, and Navi has really slowed this down. I mean, if they drop this gun round here, they're not going to have a bunch of money. Zeus has to get out of that Molotov, down to 28 HP. He was in the middle of the barbecue there, and that was not a good place to be, as it just wrapped a ton of his life. They're going to execute on mid. Edward's able to get Automatic. Shazam's able to get one. Same with Stanislaw, but they close it down. It's going to be a 3-on-2 now, as they take control of this bomb site. Now it's a 3-on-1. Roka, last man standing, rotating from the B bomb site, going to try and get his way through. CT, he passes right by Guardian, ends up taking him down. So now it's gonna be Roka versus Guardian and Edward versus Zeus and Edward here. He's gonna be wrapping his way all the way around towards the library. He's gonna push up. Zeus will be inside the site. They're gonna meet here in a second. Let's see if Zeus can get the peek off in time. And man, he's gonna throw the Molotov in that corner. That's gonna force Zeus down, and Zeus will get it. But Roka gets the after death burn, and Navi has locked up 15 rounds. So we're going to overtime, or they're gonna win this map.
Yeah, I mean, that's unfortunate. Like, Roka's actually playing that smart in that 1v3. He got the kill on Guardian. He had Incendiary. He used it to flush out a spot that's actually pretty common to hide, and it's almost as if he just He just didn't wait long enough to see if it was going to flush somebody out or not. He just happened to look away, or maybe he just didn't see it for whatever reason, and so he gets killed there by Zeus. So that's rather unfortunate. But Tempo Storm still able to put up a buy here, still have an opportunity to put this into overtime if they can close out this round. As Navi, once again, just kind of playing back and slow. Roka, nade stack comes in. They're able to get a kill on the Siege right off the bat, so an early man advantage here for Tempo Storm. As, like I said, they're looking to find a new milestone. They've had these 16-13 maps, these close games. Can they put one in the overtime? That's what they're looking to do now.
We are into that final round of regulation here. Navi would like to get out of here with a 2-0, even though these have been close with Tempo Storm. They definitely want to get out of this thing as quick as they can. They don't want to take the risk of going to overtime here where something strange could happen, and they could get it right now into this round, but they do have that man disadvantage as Tempo Storm did well to open this thing up. And I mean, Automatic has been an absolute nightmare so far for Navi. He's playing so well. I mean, he's 28 and 21 right now. Automatic is insane for Tempo Storm.
Yeah, everyone below him is only like 3 frags apart. So, I mean, once again, it's just really the whole roster playing quite effectively this tournament. But they're looking to see if they can do an OT. Yeah, well done. Automatic comes in, 2 frags there.
He's able to get 2 out of that.
Almost a third.
Finally goes down to Zuso, so that's going to make it a 2-on-3. Bomb rotating back towards the A-bomb site for the time being. Stanislaw is still going to be up on the balcony there, playing deep onto that thing. Does Guardian end up checking this corner? The smoke's going to fade away. There goes Stanislaw, goes for the peek, and no, Guardian does not look forward. And from behind will be Rix, and we are going to overtime on map number 2, Navi versus Tempo Storm.
And that's Automatic once again just making a play, pushing the smoke, grabbing a couple of kills, allowing people to rotate, and then the team able to capitalize there at the end. You still had one hiding inside apartments the entire time. He steps out at the perfect moment when the bomb was going into the site to catch the bomb planter, and then there they have like a 2 or 3v1, and they're able to win it, and they will press it into OT. So they have a crazy close map on Mirage, and now they're forcing this second map in the overtime. This has definitely just been like, I think Tempo Storm's been one of the standout teams this event on what they've been able to accomplish so far. This is incredible stuff.
Yeah, they're looking good right now, and it looks like they're just going to take a quick little second to talk amongst themselves to get this thing ready to roll here. We're going into overtime. We should be able to get into this thing really fast here between these two teams. I mean, Navi really wants to try and win this one, and if you're Tempo Storm, you want to run into this with as much momentum as possible and keep that going. You want to get into this overtime as fast as you possibly can.
Yeah, but here comes like a whole new set of mental games that come in when you go into overtime. Like all the different mind games that people are going to play, pull out different things that they haven't done in regulation to catch you off guard, make the adjustments that you're not expecting, maybe some gimmicky plays here and there as well. This is just a whole new platform that you have to play upon when it gets to this point. And we have seen Tempo Storm play overtime this tournament against Luminosity, but this is a completely different opponent that they're up against. And you gotta favor Navi a bit here to kind of get it to where it is. But Tempo Storm also in their own right, coming back and winning a couple rounds at the end to make it into overtime when it looked like Navi were just going to win it. So that's in its own right, like I said, a good accomplishment. Yeah,
I mean, it looked like the game was going to be over there in favor of Navi, and we are going to be getting into overtime now, guys. OT, round 1 here. It's going to be Navi. On the T side of things, Tempo Storm will be your CT-sided team, at least for these first 3 rounds here. And your magic number that you're looking for in overtime is 19 rounds, guys. Anything less than that, you either lose or you get 18. The other team gets 18 also, and that means you're going into overtime number 2. Same setup again. It'll just be the first team to win 4 rounds in this overtime will collect the W.
Yeah, it's just the MR3 10K. It's just Ammo is lining up a 2-for-1 there, and Navi wasting no time. They're just getting very aggressive Banana, but everyone's blind. They can't see each other. Seeds finally takes down Shazam, but Rix still holding firm here, and they still do have a 1-man advantage. So Navi changing the pace, going very quick, and they have it a 3-on-3 now on the site.
Yeah, there's still 1 man left alive in the bomb site. They got to find him. That's going to be Roka. He is able to take down Zeus, but here comes the CT rotate. That's going to be Stanislaw. They need to isolate Roka here. Well, they already have him isolated. They just got to get the frag onto him. Z's just trying to find it. Guardian's right there, too. They need to get it. There it is. They got it. So now they can lock down the CT player. That's going to be Stanislaw. The rotate's going to be coming in here from who is that? That's going to be Automatic on the rotate, as Stan will be in CT, but I mean, Seized with only 2 HP. He's got to hit a headshot if he wants to win a gun battle here. And Guardian down to 69. He's going to try and make it across. He will make it into the bomb site, get the bomb planted, and that's going to force that deep rotate here. Automatic will actually wrap his way all the way back through CT, and Seized going to be playing the tough angles here. Does he get these shots off in time?
Yeah, it's just a tough 2 versus 2 here, but we are seeing Stanislaw make it through the smoke. Both terrorists kind of playing over here, back towards the garden. health advantage definitely in favor of Tempo Storm. Stanislaw starting to try to chase Guardian here. He will damage him. He does grab the frag, and now sees, like you said, 2 HP. He's going to catch one person off guard, but can't adjust the spray. Automatic wins it. And like I said, Navi changing the pace, going way faster than normal than we saw all of regulation. It just didn't quite work out. It comes down to kind of that 1v1, and Automatic wins it.
Yeah, 2 more seconds of a delay there, and that would have been a bomb that was not defusable there for Automatic. But it works out in favor of Tempo Storm. They're able to take that pistol round home. That's going to bode well for them. They get that 1 round in their favor. If they can win all 3 of these CT-sided rounds, that is going to be absolutely amazing.
Especially since we saw them be successful on the T side. I mean, I guess both teams were equally successful. That's why we're in overtime.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's a whole different ballgame when you come to OT. And like I said, Navi tried to change things up, but it didn't work. You know, well done there by Tempo Storm. That was almost like a team ace, I think, that round from Tempo Storm. So once again, kind of the whole roster contributing, as has been the trend.
Yeah, definitely. Navi looking like they want to try and force this issue towards A. They got the bomb down in a neutral location, all spread around alt mid and mid at the moment, with only 1 up towards the top of Banana. That's just trying to get some feelers out to get some information in their corner to decide what they want to do here. Possibly catch one of these Tempo guys out of position, and that's what they just did there onto Stanislaw. And here comes Automatic trying to step up and trade some frag, but he's going to be in that long haul. He's going to have some trouble, and Edward's going to take him down. That's a 2K for Edward now, as it removes 2 players out of the apartments.
And Tempo Storm tried something different as well. I mean, they've had Automatic be aggressive boiler, but they tried some double aggression in apartments that time around. It did not work out. It's a 5v3 in favor of Navi. Edward coming up, grabbing Ricks on the rotate. Shazam trades, but it's still a huge advantage for Navi, who are now hitting into an empty B bomb site. We already see Roka having rotated off. Now he's trying to fall back. Will not be smoked off, so we can land a shot there, but still a round win.
Yeah, Guardian's able to make that happen. Then we had Flamey over there on Arch, just waiting. He knew Shazam was there. Shazam was just trying to figure out what had happened with the terrorist, but Flamey dropped him out of the round. They've tied this thing up 16-16, so this will be the final round of first half of OT number 1. And one of these teams needs to get this 17th round. Or one of them will get the 17th round. It has to happen.
It does actually happen. There's literally no way.
It has to happen.
Unless they just all got up and left. There's like, you know what? But even then, someone would still win after the clock ran out, which would be Tempo Storm. So yeah, there's really no way around it there. But who's going to get it? That's kind of the question. I mean, Tempo Storm a little bit limited here on a couple of FAMASs. They don't have as many counter nades, so that does make things a bit tougher on them. But they did win that opening round quite effectively, so we'll see. Can they edge it out?
So we're still going to have Blamey running around right there up mid, and once again they're doing this kind of the same strat here, except for instead of 1 player on Banana, it was 2 players towards Banana. Now it's going to turn into the identical thing, just players sitting in mid, waiting to see if they can catch any of these Tempo Storm players being a little too aggressive. Luckily this time there's not going into a double apartment play, so they can catch 1 guy in boiler, or excuse me, 1 guy in the bedroom, and then 1 guy in the long haul and just punish them. So, smarter play coming out from Tempo Storm here, because they do not want to be able to drop this round against Navi.
And Navi smoking off the yard side, looking for some peeks into the brackets, and up the lane with the bomb still back there towards T stairs, so it really could go either direction at this point with as much time as left. So they're back to their slowest style, but here they are, gathering up Banana. They still have plenty of Molotovs to cover the side, as well as smokes for CT spawn and wherever else they choose to lay them. And but no one's rotated, but also no one from A has been able to leave, so that's kind of the double-edged sword here.
And look at all the utility, flashbangs, Molotovs, everything that's coming out right now, all in their favor, and nothing's really doing any damage here except for C steps up, able to take down Roka. There's still 1 in Emo. That is going to be Flamey removing Bricks, and this should be their 17th round unless Shazam, he does hit that shot completely blind though from CT, and he's still going to try and work here. Shazam already up into the garden. He will be working this 1v3 at the moment until his teammates get on the rotate. Now he's got a secondary teammate there. That's Automatic. They're looking to find Edward. They kind of have seized off by his own. Oh, Automatic goes down to Edward. There's C's getting Shazam, and Edward turns back down around Banana. We'll get the shot onto Stanislaw, and that makes it 17-16 in favor of Navi. So,
yeah, I mean, on that particular round, they Tempo Storm had no information at brackets mid. You know, they got pushed off by the smokes and flashes, and so they didn't know what was going on. So they didn't move anyone B. They kept 2 at B, but they couldn't get any assistance from like everyone was just so locked down. The closest person was Library, and by the time you got the CT spawn, the hit had already occurred. So that was definitely Tempo Storm caught in a bad moment. Now we have Navi flipping to the CT side. As I said, so many weapons. Flamey being able to lock down that Banana, you know, from Guardian over across mid. They have so many tools to lock down this map. But we did see in regulation Tempo Storm able to expose some fast apartments hits, able to make some things happen. Held off the aggression from Navi well when Navi did go aggro on CT side. So they still have a shot here, but you know, Navi definitely had the advantage.
Yeah, definitely. So we're about to get into this first round of second half of overtime. Number 1 is about to go live here. And remember, guys, 19 rounds is what we're looking for. Navi's able to win 2 here. Is going to do it for them. They're going to be able to take this home. Tempo Storm, on the other hand, though, they need to win 2 of their own, and they can guarantee the tie. Otherwise, they have to win all 3 of these from the T side, which might be a little bit problematic. And we'll just have to see what Navi's going to be able to change here after they played CT initially and adjust here against what Tempo Storm was doing to them in the beginning.
One of the big things is Guardian didn't have the op for the longest time on CT side regulation. He immediately gets to have it in this MR3 setup, and so that definitely changes things a lot, I feel like, on the CT side. Something they were lacking early on during Tempo Storm's kind of big success in regulation. So we will see Guardian taking the peeks over here at mid, checking T-stairs. No one there. Sees some nades being thrown from alt, so is aware of it. Re-peeks, grabs it, and that's why he's one of the best, man. He's just so fast.
Yeah, that's another one right there. Actually, Shazam's able to take down Flamey. I thought that was going to go in the opposite direction, but Siege with the fire is down, removes Stanislaw. He's still going to be holding there. Siege is able to take down Roka. Guardian on the rotate. Bricks will hit him. That's the op out of the way, but here comes Zeus. Throws the nade out. Nobody's going to be at water. Grabs another one. This nade, that lands right at the feet of Shazam. No, it doesn't. Doesn't make it that far. Shazam's going to be behind New Box. Here comes the rotate in. It will be a 2-on-2. Rick's down low to 42 HP. Shazam at 41. They're both going to peek out. Now it's going to be a 1-on-1 here. Shazam, 41 HP. Edward's coming up. I don't think he knows. Yes, he's going to be looking for it, but he can't put it together. Edward takes the fall there. Shazam gets him melted. That's a 3K for Shazam. That's tied up 17-17.
And that's just Shazam playing an awkward angle. You know, when Edward comes around, he's expecting someone to be playing the crack a trickle box, or maybe just shoulder peeking the other side. You know, Shazam being out wider. So Edward has that crosshair pre-aimed somewhere else, and Shazam just able to come up with it there. And that's kind of how the round ends. But just through and through, we saw the battle going on. Siege trying to hold as best he could. Flamey went down pretty early, and Tempo Storm get themselves around over on the B side of the map. So they tie it back up at 17 Hall, so we still have ourselves a really tight game. Aggression at Banana, but Stanislaw punishes it. It's an even trade that's going to favor Tempo Storm, but definitely looking to bring this bomb. Once again, these heavy apartments hits, but Edward's pushed up. He gets 1, 2. Still doing a lot of damage and a lot of information gain.
Yeah, we'll turn this into a 3 versus 2 here. Shazam's going to be trying to make his way out. Riggs will be the first one out, and that is going to be Zeus shutting it down. So Navi will be the first team to guarantee themselves overtime number 2 at the very least here. Or if they can pick up this final round here, they're going to get the win and get out of here. 2-0 victory over Tempo Storm.
Yeah, that was just crazy. I mean, Edward playing aggressive apartments, and he was able, like I said, to get 2 kills, spot the bomb, and allow people to be perfectly prepared for it. So Navi winning that 18-17. Tempo Storm needs to win this round to get a second overtime. Otherwise, it'll be Navi winning an OT 19-17.
So Navi, again, looking like they want to try and get aggressive down Banana. Thought about it anyways, but they just take a corner and they just kind of hold on to that for the time being. We actually don't have an op coming out of here from Guardian. And Edward, once again, going to be playing in those apartments. Shazam is able to take down Flamey. That's a good opening pick there. And again, that'll make this a 5-on-4 in favor of Tempo Storm. They're able to get another pick. That's Shazam taking down Seas, but Zeus is there for the trade-off frag. Bricks will drop him out of the round, so now it's going to be Guardian and Edward. Little do they know that the bomb is right there. Guardian's able to take that shot down. He's got to be careful, though. There's going to be one player coming from behind. And, oh, man, if he gets peeked here from behind, he's got to turn around. Sees the bomb now, knows it. His teammates rotating back in that direction. They have to be looking. They might meet here in mid. Guardian's got to look over to his side, but here comes his teammate. Who's going to pick up the shot? It's going to be Automatic taking down Edward. And then Guardian trying to look for it. Automatic on the re-peek will get the shot. They're going to overtime number 2.
Yeah, what another crazy round there. I mean, Guardian pressing there, spotting the bomb, but always having to be worried about getting flanked and such. And that's just, wow. I mean, this game's just so back and forth. So crazy how that played out. And like I said, it is going to be a double overtime there. And that was actually just a good read from Tempo Storm, though, at the start of the round. Like, knowing that Navi likes to get aggressive at Banana, those 3-man pushes. So Shazam just waiting for it, boosted up,
yeah.
You know, waiting for that read. He gets a pick from that. He actually got 2 kills at Banana because of that aggression. And that definitely helped things along as well for Tempo Storm. But just kind of the big play at the end there from Automatic, who's been having a hot game, period. He's been, you know, the top fragger for his team. Had a 30 bomb once regulation was over, and now he's at 33 here in OT.
Here we go. We're countdown underway. We're about to get into overtime number 2. So now, again, guys, it's going to be the first team to get 4 rounds in their favor. Anything less than that, if you get 3, the other team's going to get 3. And that means we're going to another round of overtime. So the magic number here will be 22. You get 21, the other team's going to tie you up at 21, and then we're going into another overtime. So then we're looking for another 4 rounds.
Yeah, I think you checked all your bases there with the math. I think you got it.
Oh, I can has counting. I used all 10 toes.
You did.
Edward will open the thing up on a Roka. A Guardian's right there too, but Rix will trade out Edward. So the trades go in favor of Navi at the moment, but Rix down low, 60 HP. Shazam trying to make it around. Same with Automatic. They're actually going to swing this back down towards mid. They've left the bomb for the time being. Rix wants to go back and get that. Actually, they're going to have Shazam go get that, and he will be able to pick that thing back up, I think. Yeah, there it is. Grabs the bomb. Now he's going to rotate back around. They will have a essentially a 3-on-2 if they're able to force their way up mid right now. And nope, now it's not going to work out for them as Zeus is able to take down Rix. Shazam will answer, removing Zeus. Here comes the rotates back. Seas will go back in that direction, but it is going to be a 3-on-2 with the bomb down. Shazam goes out of the way, and bomb is down in alt mid. Automatic all the way up banana here, and not a lot of time left to run back and get that bomb.
Yeah, there's really not much he can do here. I mean, he can grab a kill. He can try to do some damage here, but yeah, he's so far away from the bomb. He is running back, and if he runs into Guardian here, who's playing bench, which it's unlikely he'll check it. Oh, actually spots out Guardian, gets the flash, but he's got to get this kill fast. But Guardian just playing so smart, gets another flash out in the automatic and grabs the round. And so, I mean, that was Navi pretty much in control of that round the entire time, right up until the very end, where it got a little tense there when you saw automatic maybe have an opportunity, but no chance. Guardian closes it out, and that is the first round of the second overtime, going over to Navi to make it 19-18. And we have to see, you know, how much gas does Tempo Storm have left in the tank? How far can they press this?
Yeah, I mean, if you take a peek right now at their economy, it wasn't looking too hot. I mean, Shazam right now completely bought into this. He's got $50. On the other side of things, I mean, the most money that we actually see from Tempo Storm here on one of their players is $2 grand. So if they can't win this one, they're going to go into the final round of this first half of overtime number 2 completely broke. Now, that's going to be rough, but they're doing what they need to do here, but they're low on HP. Stanislaw able to get Guardian out of there also, but Flamey and Seized, both at full HP, both on the rotate towards A, and they have some good crossfires set up here to not allow anyone, to not allow Seized and Flamey to be able to make it out. And Automatic will go down. Shazam's looking for the player to come through the smoke. Shazam will go down, actually. Now we have a 2-on-2 with Rix down to 4 HP, and we actually have Stanislaw at 100 here, and Flamey and Seized both still at full HP. They gotta hurry to get into this bomb site, though. Stanislaw, his head's right there. His head's right there. He doesn't see it. Now he knows that he's in the pit. He's gonna drop down in there. Seized goes down. This is looking like Tempo Storm's gonna make this happen. Flamey hits the shot under Rix, but it doesn't matter. It's too late, too low on HP.
Wow.
And he's actually gonna die with the bomb, too. They both die with the bomb. We are tied up 19-19.
I mean, that round was so tense right there. I mean, you saw C's. It looked like he was going to make that retake happen. But, yeah, I mean, we're just sitting here watching him look at this dude's head inside the pit from the apartments, but he never took the shot. It was literally a free kill. I'm not sure, you know, how he didn't spot it there. That could have made an actual huge difference in how that played out, to be honest. But it goes unnoticed, and Tempo Storm playing the clock to win the round after that didn't work out. And now it's 19-19. So this game is definitely one of the crazier ones we've seen this entire tournament, and it came in one of the most unlikely matchups. You know, a North American team that's just barely on the radar playing against a top 3 team in the world, and it's come to this.
Yeah, and we actually have some trades going out there. This time Shazam is able to go down, or Shazam goes down. Guardian, Flamey, and Seized are all out of the way here. So it's looking like Tempo Storm should be able to try and get this. She rounds there. Oh, Edward just removes Stanislaw. It will be a 3-on-2 as the bomb is going to get planted inside the B bomb site. Let's see what Edward can make happen for his team. He's going to peek up, try and get some damage out. Roka down low to 32 HP here, but he does have that 2K so far. And let's see if Edward's able to get the peek off in time. His teammate Zeus is going to be working his way up. They need to get in here relatively quick. And they both do have kits, but time is ticking down. They don't want to be stuck in the same situation they were last round. And they're taking a lot of time to get aggressive into this. Let's see if they can get these frags. Rix is still there low. Same with Roka. Automatic will go down. There goes Rix. Roka has to get spotted. Roka does come out, and it doesn't matter. Zeus will get it. And let's see. No time.
He had the kit, too. If he doesn't do that, he probably would have gotten it. He just tried. Oh, no. If he jumps up, I think there's even, I mean, it may have been close, but he definitely ensures he can't get it by getting stuck on the barbecue grill.
Yeah, no, that's not going to, yeah, you can't win that one by getting stuck there.
It's hard to know if he would have had it or not. There might have been a chance. I think it still might have been too late, but yeah. Well, if he, mentally, if he even thinks he would have gotten it had he not have done that, that definitely just still hurts mentally.
Yeah, and again, I was talking about it while that round was going on. That's 2 rounds in a row, essentially, that they just took a little too long to get things going there, and they ended up getting punished by it. And Man, that's rough for them.
That's 2 rounds they lost by the clock there at the very end when they won the first round, and then, like I said, those 2 rounds in a row. That's definitely strenuous on the mind to have that happen to you.
Yeah, so at this point now, if you're Navi, if you want to have any hope of going into the next overtime or winning this map, you need to win at least 2 rounds. That'll force it into another overtime. You win all 3 of these, you're going to win, and that's going to do it 2-0 over Tempo Storm. Anything less than that, we're going to map number 3 at that point.
I mean, it's just thinking back like to those 2 rounds. You see 1 round loss. C's has a great retake going on there in that 1 round, but then doesn't see the dude's head inside pit, and they lose a round basically because of that, or maybe not. Like maybe even if he gets that kill, we don't know. Like maybe it still runs out, but that's still kind of crazy that happened, and then that bomb defuse situation. So that's just 2 crazy things that happened there for Tempo Storm, and like I said, let's see if they can go the distance. See if they close out this map, on CT side, and if we're going to see that 3rd map, which I believe is Cobble.
I can't even remember anymore. It's been so long.
Yeah, it's been so much stuff going on, yeah.
Yeah, it will be Cobble. If we go to that 3rd map here, Navi definitely doesn't want to make that happen. But again, Tempo Storm, my hat is off to these guys. They have been playing very, very good here. I mean, this is almost a brand new roster, and they're taking Navi on their map into overtime. I mean, we're into the 2nd overtime right now, and there's a good chance we could go to 3 overtimes off of this.
That's very possible here. I mean, Tempo Storm did pick this map, so I guess they felt confident about it. They've done pretty impressive. They have some impressive things happen for them here. As like I said, we are still in this double overtime. First CT round for Tempo Storm. Shazam looking for those op picks over here towards alt. Spots one in the little pit there at mid. Cannot land the shot, however, and is forced to fall back for now. But, all is quiet. Nothing too crazy going on here. Like I said, Navi just very slow and methodical right now. It's very default. Not much happening.
Again, Navi's going to be trying to work something up towards B. It looks like they want to try and throw either a good solid a fake here or the B bombs that. I mean, Guardian's geared up right now with the smoke in his hands. Let's see what they make happen. Yeah, they're just going to force Tempo Storm to waste some grenades over at the B bomb site as they're actually executing up mid right now. They're going to go for that split again. Let's see if it pays off for him. Shazam's able to hit the first shot onto Zeus. Bomb is going to be down at the bottom there. Let's see if anything happens. Edward will take down Automatic. He's going to force his way down into CT. Guardian's able to grab that bomb, and now they're going to wrap this back into an A take here after they force the guy from Tempo Storm to get all the way into CT spawn.
And how many times has Stanislaw been in this position since regulation on CT side, like having to play A by himself, and he's made some great clutch plays from this spot. Will he do it again? No, he gets spotted out by C's. Then it's a 4 versus 3 now. Tempo Storm so out of position. 2 guys still in the B bomb site, and it's really going to be tough for them to try to take a crack at this, but they're going to go for it.
Yeah, if they're able to get this retake off here, that will tie the game back up at 20-20. Or excuse me, that will tie the. If Navi's able to get this, prevent the retake, that will tie it up at 20-20 here. Roka does open things up, able to take down Edward. Going to continue to push here. He's still got players inside the site. It's going to be a 3-on-3 though. See if they can keep anything going. And nope, they're not even going to go for it. They didn't find a frag fast enough, so they're going to back up. They're going to allow Navi to tie this thing back up here and hold on to their guns to live to fight another day. Because, I mean, again, the situation again where they're going to have some rebuys here. Both teams will, and it's going to start getting really expensive.
Yeah, so it is going to be 20-20, as you said. And on the CT position where things are more expensive, yeah, I mean, it's actually important to kind of take a save there because, as you said, you can run out of money by the 3rd round of the half, and then you are kind of in a tough spot. So saving those 3 guns definitely can help out in the future. And there was definitely no chance they were taking that retake at that point as much clock had been burned, and the fact that they didn't really find any type of launching point into that site. And so, like I said, we are at the 20-20 situation here. Navi did take that first round on the T side.
So into round 5 here of overtime number 2. Game has been tied back up at 20-20. Navi's trying to get a hold of this thing. If they could get one more round, either team, whoever wins this round, will secure themselves at least overtime number 3 at this point. And Zeus will open it up. That's going to be Shazam on the trade of Seeds, though. And we lose another one. Shazam hits the shot onto Zeus. That's a 2K for him as we have the bomb working its way up. It's got to be careful here. There's Automatic right there. Same with another one. And that is going to be Stanislaw. He takes out Edward, but Flamey's right in there. And Flamey gets that job done. He's able to get the bomb back at the A bomb site. He should have enough time to get the plant off here before the CTs get there.
Yeah, it's going to be a 2 versus 1, though, and he's at half health, and he has to play this smart. He doesn't want to go plant right away. They can just box in on him here, so he's trying to take some peeks. He's trying to draw somebody out. Now he will start the plant. No one going to push him just quite yet. They'll let him get the plant. That's fine. He peeks out, grabs the kill, looking for another.
Flamey
Just doesn't get it. Roka grabs it instead, and Tempo Storm have at least ensured another overtime with that win, but they could even just win it out and force a map 3 now. Well done. Look at him icing his veins around. He doesn't care. shaking his head no.
They would have to be able to get this done, but let's look at the economy on the other side. Yeah, Navi, a great position here. They have tons of money right now. I mean, Flamey's got 10K, Guardian's got 10K. The other players all had around 6,000, had more than enough money to buy into this one. And I mean, Tempo, they didn't have a ton of money in this, so they're going to be able to buy out what they can here. It's going to be still a full buy, not the most comfortable one in the world, but they're going to make it happen. Navi wants to tie this back up and force overtime number 2 out of it. Or excuse me,
Triple
this will be
overtime.
3.
Yeah, I mean, this game has definitely just gone. I think this is the longest game we've seen this entire tournament from both streams. So this is really cool stuff. Like I said, one of the most unlikely matchups. I mean, yeah, we did see Tempo Storm play well against VP yesterday, so you knew they could kind of challenge if their players were hot. But this is just taking it to like a whole new level, the way they've been able to drag this thing on. But can they actually win the map? You know, that's the big question that's going to get answered this round.
We're going to be about a minute out from this one, or a minute and 10 seconds from this one ending here. And I mean, Navi's going to have a ton of pressure on themselves. They have to figure out what they need to be able to do here to stop Tempo Storm from securing this. They definitely want to go into that overtime number 3. I mean, they probably don't want to go into overtime number 3, but they do if they want to be able to win this. I'm sure these guys are burnt out on overtime by this point. But
oh yeah, you know the mental stamina, that you're in right now in this type of situation. Obviously, Navi has all the experience in the world. They handled this, but I'm surprised how well Tempo Storm's holding up. They're definitely keeping their own here. And so we do see Navi getting that apartment's control, looking to try to work their up mid. Nice counter nades coming in, though, to slow it down. C taking a lot of damage, trying to press through the smoke. Stanton's Law been spotted out closet, but re-peeks and grabs it. And now we're going to see the rest of Navi trying to wrap their way up the lane, but Automatic is in the pit.
yeah, Automatic's been trying to play that pit angle. He's able to. Shazam actually grabs that shot before Stanislaw will go down. So the rotate's going to come in here. That's going to be Flamey and Guardian both picking up frag. Same with Flamey. They have turned this into a 3 versus 2, but Zeus down low on HP, down to 3. They're going to go on the rotate. Bomb's going to get planted in A. And man, that was looking like Tempo Storm was going to secure that win right there and force map number 3. And quickly, though, it changes as both players are actually wrapping all the way around towards mid. One will go into the apartments. The other player, Roka, will be down low. He's going to throw a Molotov towards the pit area. Try and force somebody to move, and that will force a movement from Guardian. Guardian's looking to find the frag, and he gets both of them. We are going to overtime number 3 here. Navi versus Tempo Storm.
Wow, this is just incredible how this is carrying on. And it's Navi once again. Like I said, they like those heavy apartment hits themselves. They had that smoke wall they like to put on inside the pit, and they were able to, just take Automatic out of the equation as they took their initial take. Shazam able to do some damage there. Got a kill and leg somebody, but just not able to close out the round. It is Navi who comes through, and it will be, as you said, a triple overtime. And I'll try to do the math this time, if you're cool with that. First to 25 wins. If not, it's a quadruple overtime.
Yes.
I'm done.
That's quite a bit of rounds now to make happen here. We're close to getting into 50 rounds played on this map. We're getting close. That's a lot.
Like I said, this is the longest game we've seen this entire tournament. I mean, I did see some overtime games, like I said, between Luminosity and Tempo Storm earlier. Other than that, though, we haven't seen anything like that before. So this is crazy stuff.
Yeah, we came close the other night with some C9 in there. That was good, but not triple overtime like we're about to see right now. Just waiting for all the players to get ready. It looks like they're all in the server, and once they're readied up and getting this thing going here, that is going to go into overtime number 3, Navi versus Tempo Storm, where every time it looks like Navi's going to be able to just run this one all the way home, Tempo Storm shows right back up, and they're right back into this, and they're not dropping out of this. They're not giving up at all, and that's awesome to see Tempo Storm with, like I said, I've said it so many times now, essentially a new roster. These guys, This lineup is new right now, and that's absolutely awesome. I
mean, let's face it. Before anything even started, when you saw the matchup on paper, before vetoes, anything, you thought, oh, Navi should be able to 2-0
yeah, this is Navi.
Then you saw the match, and you're like, okay, Navi really should be able to 2-0 this now. Like, it's 2 of their strongest maps.
Yeah.
Mirage, like I said, they could be one of the best teams, if not the best on Mirage. We saw them get pushed to the brink there, that they did get the win. We're now here on Inferno, another map they're very, very successful on, and they're getting pushed to triple overtime, as you said, by a team that's like 2 weeks old with the 5 that they have. One online best of 3 before coming to this LAN. Came to this LAN, played VP first, had it close, comes out, eliminates Luminosity, and now here against Navi, and they're putting up impressive numbers. You have Rix at his 2nd LAN ever, first LAN against international competition, just playing great stuff here. And I could go on and on about their players, but we're already into the triple overtime. As you said, we're waiting to see if Tempo Storm can really actually do it.
Yeah, and Navi's going to be your T-sided team now as we get into the start, the first round of overtime number 3. Tempo Storm will be your CT-sided team, and already the frag goes out in favor of Tempo Storm. That's going to be Shazam getting the op shot off onto Guardian. That's going to help out a bunch here. So what can Navi put together to stop Tempo Storm from winning these CT-sided rounds on them?
Yeah, once again, we do see Navi kind of gearing up over here towards the B-bomb site. They've already lost Guardian, so one of their big weapons is already out of the equation here. As like I said, they do begin to gather up here at B. 3 players from Tempo Storm are in position. Smokes and flashes coming in here, but like I said, they're actually pretty well set up for this. Shazam will be smoked and flashed up, but there's still 2 players inside the actual site, and Shazam will actually just push through the smoke, misses the outshot, but now Navi knows he's there. They're just going to keep pressing in.
Yeah, that's going to be Ricks up top, though, on the spools. Does he get a peek off here? He's going to go for the repeat. Ends up going down. Roka will get a nice shot off, though, of his own. Let's see if he can keep things going in his favor. Roka takes down Flamey. There's Automatic, able to take down Zeus. It's all up to Edward now. He's going to be the last man standing, going against Automatic, Stanislaw, and Roka. Edward, tough position. Back in the garden. Automatic will take him down. And we are going to get into a Turtle Beach team chat now with Tempo Storm for this round.
Never mind.
Drop his ass one.
Let's push double halls again. They fucking
Tim, can I get knocked? I'll pick mid again.
Tim, push halls again. Yeah, no clue.
No, yeah, you do that, the tree thing, though.
No, you have a better spawn than me. You
Okay,
have to
fine.
do it.
You should get into window, though, so
Actually, it's
like,
fine, it's
if
fine,
I
it's fine.
die...
Come on, 3-0, guys. 3-0. Come on.
You got it? Okay.
Yeah. One's opping mid. He's opping mid. They're gonna play slow. Fuck, I'm kind of late.
Top B quick, top B quick.
I'm coming B early.
I'm mollied it.
We're getting bottom
Flash,
wall.
if they're in.
All's clear. All's clear. I'm on my way.
One
Nice.
B,
Flush.
got him.
I flushed over. I flushed over.
The molly separated him.
I'm mauling him. Flashing water.
Grill, on top
Coming back
of
home. Oh, one tree.
I'm gonna flank. I'm gonna flank with you.
Another there, Rick.
One in.
Okay, I'm T halls right now. One push spawn. He's not back hole, but he pushed spawn. He's not back hole, but he pushed
Alt
spawn.
is clear. I'm almost
Planning
Planning
grill,
grill,
planning grill.
Planning? Okay, run.
Other guy was deep spawn.
Trail
Other guy's-
behind me. Yo, I can flash over for you, right?
Banana.
Okay.
Let's get banana.
Hit me.
Nice!
Good shit, Tim.
They
There's
still
an op
haven't
in
seen
spawn.
it.
There's an
They
op in
still
spawn.
haven't seen it.
On your left.
Here, got it.
Guys, they still haven't seen it. Right?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
still
they
haven't seen it.
Let's do it again.
Yeah, let's keep doing it.
Peeking mid, dude.
Come on, get the last one. Stop fucking around. Come on.
Put up,
Win
boys.
this one, guys.
Yeah, and you can hear them there, once again, just kind of communicating things out. You know, that they had something they've been running that Navi still hasn't seen yet, so they're still going to keep going for it because it's been these quick hits B, so they haven't been able to kind of demonstrate some of the aggression they're doing on the other side of the map. Will it play a factor here? That's kind of what we're waiting to see.
Yeah, so into the final round of the first half of overtime of number 3. And Navi has yet to pick themselves up around here. Tempo Storm is going to be up by 2 over them. If they can make this 3-0 in the first half of overtime, that's going to be absolutely awesome for them. So Tempo Storm getting aggressive here in the apartments. Let's see what's going to happen. They're going to have Automatic up top. He's going to go for the peak. Seized is right there ready for him. He's going to come out. They're not going to do much. Actually, quite a bit to Guardian Edward. Flamey goes down right there. That's going to help. Shazam able to hit that shot. Seized is going to push up. Seized can't hit the shot on Automatic, and Automatic will punish him in the apartments.
Yeah, and this is crazy. The aggression working out well for Tempo Storm. They got 2 kills and just really holding Navi back into alt mid and now putting in a 3 versus 5. We might see Tempo Storm for the first time in OT win out just an entire half without giving anything up to Navi. And it's looking very likely at this point. They continue to get the frags. It's now a 2 versus 5 for Navi with Guardian and the bomb trying to work his way up the lane, 1 coming apartments, but there's still, 3 set up at A.
Yeah, Guardian and Edward going to try and come out. Edward will fall down right there, so it's all up to Guardian. He gets removed. Tempo Storm takes all 3 rounds of the first half of overtime number 3.
So at worst, it's quadruple overtime here for Tempo Storm with that. They just need to punch in 1 more round, and they will win here in triple overtime with 25. Navi, all the pressure in the world on them to put together 3 rounds. Granted, they did win the first map, so they still have that map 3.
Yeah.
So it's not like all is lost if they drop this map. But as far as it's been taken and how favored Navi were, like I said, this definitely has to be a bit shocking to them to be pushed to this limit.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think anybody would have expected it to go to overtime, let alone 2 overtimes, let alone a 3rd overtime, and it's looking like all Tempo Storm needs is 1 round. That's all they need to do, and they force map number 3. But
And
we could be seeing a 4th overtime here, very likely.
And they've always been able to find at least 1 in all these overtime
Yeah.
halves that they've played so far in T-side. And they obviously had a good enough T-side in regulation to make this a close game. So it's actually looking like a really good position. It's now, it's just not choking. Like having like I said, the mental stamina and the composure to just put this game away now. You're in such a great position to do it. It's just like your own mind in your way now.
Yeah, definitely. It's gonna be exciting to see if Tempo Storm can actually put this together right now and prevent Navi from tying this thing back up. So, are we gonna get live back into this? Yes, we are. We're about to go live with the second half of overtime number 3, Tempo Storm versus Navi in your CEVO Season 7 LAN Finals here. One of these guys is gonna move on and end up playing CLG, who actually took down Liquid earlier today. So,
Right. We are seeing, you know, Navi open up, 3-man aggression over at the banana side of the map and double pit. This is, like I said, one of their classic CT setups. C's leading the way, but Fire catches him. He's forced to fall back. Tempo Storm keep pushing. They're able to get the better end of the deal there. Nice exchange. Only one left at B. It's Zeus sandbags. Will they check him? No, they just run by, but no, they do turn back and look, they get it.
Gets it. Automatic ends up checking it, and here is it, because look how low his team is there. Automatic goes all the way down to 44 HP. Shazam at 33, Ricks at 65, and Stanislaw at 17. But man, that's a lot of damage done to them. Guardian's able to take down Ricks. Let's see if they can keep into this one. That makes it a 3 versus 2 here, and Flamey, no confidence in his own team. Already drops the GG. That is a rough look there for them. But they got those 2 players over there near Emo. This could be easy for them to sniff out right now. Just drop a flashbang in there. Can they get these shots off? Guardian's able to take down Stanislaw. They're still in this one. Guardian gets Shazam, and they are in this. They got to get that final player trying to work his way up. Guardian hits the shot, and just like that, they're still in this one. That is going to be huge for them.
Flamey's lucky this isn't like StarCraft 2 or something, where if you call GG, it's just literally game over no matter what at that point. Like, you already signaled that it's over. So, yeah, that's just crazy. But that has to be draining and taxing on Tempo Storm to literally get such a favorable exchange, really just countering Navi's aggression at Banana, getting such a good deal. Yeah, there was that really tense moment. Do they check sandbags? Do they not? They did. They got that. They caught B, and they still can't win the round. I mean, that's just, you got to close that right then and there. And now you're giving Navi a chance to creep back in.
Yeah, I mean, Navi, they're right back into this thing now. All they have to do, man, look at the aggression coming down. Banana, though, they finally get punished by a Shazam there. He actually gets the shot off on the C's. And let's see if they continue to push here. Now, they're just going to hold at this position. I mean, it's not really working out for them. They get some damage off onto Automatic and Shazam. There it is. Zeus is able to hit a shot, so his aggression is paying off. But look at that. Terrorist has made his way all the way up mid. That's going to be Stanislaw able to take down Flamey. There goes one in mid. This could be the round. Tempo Storm needed. Only one more player left to kill. That is going to be Edward, and it looks like they're going to be able to get this.
They're like, all right, this is actually GG, I think, now. Once again, Tempo Storm able to get some picks, get the favorable exchange up Banana. Now it's Edward in a 1v4. They get it.